Hi all. Everything in my videos is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourself, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. First off, let me say thank you for all the messages on YouTube and Twitter. Eddie was an integral part of our lives, and he'll be missed more than anyone would ever know. And I know people have said that the best way to honor him is to rescue another dog, but I can't even think about it at this point. Now, hubby has told me that if I want to get back to feeling normal, I need to get back to my usual routine, and I guess he's right. So on to today's video. Now, I'm sure it's been noted before, and I'll note it again, that Harry and Meghan, in order to fund this ridiculous over-the-top lifestyle that they've set up, they need to bring in some serious money. So what have they been doing to help themselves? Let's look at this since they've arrived in California. So first off, they were living in a huge mansion owned by Tyler Perry, and this is a mansion that they didn't pay for. And for those people who insist that they did pay, please look at the following document. This is a copy of the lawsuit filed by Meghan and Harry when some paparazzi took a picture of Archie. And as you can see next to the number 3, it says they moved to the greater Los Angeles area to a safer gated community at the generosity of a friend. Now, since moving there, they were seen out and about walking their dogs in public where they could easily be papped. I believe this was done on purpose because Tyler Perry's house has acreage, lots of acreage. They could have walked the dogs there without any difficulty, but I think they really wanted to be seen. Now, the next time they were seen out, it was handing meals out for a charity. Now, they didn't pay for any of the meals. They didn't contribute any money to help. They just contacted the company and said, "We want to help," and they showed up and handed them out. And I believe they did that to look like they were helping in the pandemic. And it was, I believe, just another action to keep them in the public eye. The next thing that these two did was start to pop up on multiple Zoom calls. The first one was to the hub, and she made sure that it was, quote, leaked out, so people could see that she was still working behind the scenes. Then there was the secret Zoom call that Meghan had with the girl that was going out for the job interview through SmartWorks. Remember that one? How terrible it got leaked. And then there was the call where the two of them surprised the staff on a crisis text hotline that has to do with mental health. I'm a little concerned about this one. Obviously, they didn't surprise them. You can't surprise people on a Zoom call. This was set up by the Fab Four when they were still the Fab Four. But what I'm concerned about is that these two need mental help themselves and certainly should not be talking to anybody about mental health. They have no expertise in that area, unless, of course, you want to count Harry's multiple years of therapy that he took over his mother's death that obviously hasn't worked. So Zoom calls aside, and there are a lot of them, they weren't paid for any of them. So what's another way that they can make money? And that would be merching. On all of these Zoom calls, you can see different things in the background. And the idea is, if they have it in their house, you're going to want it in your house. And you're going to buy it. And the two of them get a percentage of the sale for showing it off while in their home. The other way that they're trying to make money is using Meghan's mirror. It has now been proven that they know what Meghan is wearing because they are colluding. Now, for people who want to try to keep up with Meghan's wardrobe, you should understand that the reason you don't see Meghan in the same outfit is because she calls the designers, they send the clothes, she wears them, and then she sends them back. But if she really likes a piece, she can buy it. So she's not paying for the clothes that you see her in. So please, stop trying to keep up with her. So far, everything that I've named, they have not been paid for unless it was the merching and the clothes. So what did the two of them do next? Well, we know that they reached out to the company Baby to Baby to hand out school supplies. They didn't pay for any of the school supplies. They didn't put any of the packages together. They simply showed up ready to merch and brought their own photographer and copyrighted the pictures, which is why you're not seeing them here. Meghan actually had the nerve to ask the charity to pay for a private jet, which they refused, and they only stayed for 10 minutes because they claimed it was a security risk, which is supposedly why they only bothered to deliver meals once. Then Meghan and Harry reached out to the teen podcast group. You know, the part where they were supposed to be discussing mental health, and again, she turned it all about herself and began to talk about her breastfeeding. But the point is, nobody reached out to them. They have to do the reaching. Then there was where Meghan reached out to speak about human tech during a virtual summit. But if you wanted to attend the summit, you had to pay $13,500, and that includes to participate. I could go on and on for some time, but what it boils down to is that they're hard at work trying to raise the profile for future earnings, because let's be honest, the promotion of charity work in the public eye can easily cross a line into self-promotion. These two never do anything unless there's a camera around or somehow there'll be a video released showing them doing their work. But finally, it looks like they did come up with one way to make money, and that's with Netflix. So for those of you who are going absolutely nutso over the fact that this Netflix deal is worth a certain amount of money, you should also understand that what they've essentially been given is a small line of credit from Netflix. They still have to produce something, and if they don't produce something worth a hoot, the whole deal is going to blow up in their faces. And since neither one of them has any experience in writing or producing a show, I don't foresee this going very well for them. So what do you guys think? Because as best as I can tell, they have made no money on their own since arriving in California until the Netflix deal, or the little bit that they made off of merching products on their Zoom calls or the clothing that she's wearing. Give me your thoughts and opinions, and as always, have a great day.